Alright, so earlier in the spring, I just put in a whole bunch of new landscaping. If you could focus behind me, you can see a bunch of arborvitaes. I got some spirea down here, just a bunch of annuals and stuff on that side of the deck. And when you do plant new things, you gotta water it. And for anybody that owns one of those hose reels, you probably have high blood pressure. Man, I hate that thing, and I think anyone who owns one as well can probably relate. These things are the absolute worst. I got a solution for the problem. Alright, so when you open the packaging, obviously you have the hose unit, you got some installation instructions, you get some anchors with, looks like some lag bolts they've got in there, and then also the mounts. The mount just goes either, if you got siding with some wood behind it, you can just go right into those studs or these holes. I have bricks, so I'm going to drill into the bricks through the mason, and then, or the mortar, and then I'm going to use some concrete anchors to secure this up. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the wall. Alright, so that's it. Took like 10 minutes to get this thing hung up on the wall. It actually looks pretty good mounted right there. It does swivel out of the way. If you want it to go that way, you can swivel it back. No big deal. So let's test out the length of the hose. You always got to test the length of the hose. It's just a thing. So one thing I like about it is it really doesn't leak either at the hose spigot. I've always had a problem with my hoses leaking at the hose spigot. So let's see how long it will go. If you've watched a lot of my videos and have seen me using spray equipment in my lawn, I would always get leaks, like right where the hose would meet the piece of equipment, and it would leak all over me. But what the Hoselink uses is this linkage system, and you can just take it off just by twisting this off. And since you have a ball valve right here, no water comes out. That's awesome. All you gotta do is put this back on. And I can use this same linkage system. I can add this to all my spraying equipment that I use, which I think is really great. The other thing I like is that I can turn this on and off. There's another valve right here, right at the edge, where you have the spray tip, which is nice. And the spray tip also has a lot of settings on it. I haven't tried any one besides the shower yet, but it's got a cone, jet, full, mist, flat. It's got a whole bunch of options for you. I'll probably use the shower most because I'll be using it to water flowers and things like that. So overall, pretty happy with this thing, how there's no leaks. It can stretch as far as I want it to go. And the next part I want to try out, which is the biggest deal for me on a hose like this, is the self-retracting reel, since the other one was horrible. If you've ever owned one of those cheap Suncast reels, you have to get down there and crank it, and the hose gets kinked up, and you try to use it's just a whole mess. I hate it. I hate it. When I think about what I want to do with that old hose reel, Office Space comes to mind. But so far, I'm really liking this thing. So let's retract it back and see how well the test does when you retract the reel back up to the top. I'm 82 feet away, so let's see how well it does. So that was awesome. One of the things that I've always hated about the hose reels, the manual ones, is because they're so low to the ground, when you either stretch the hose out or you're trying to reel it back in, it like pulls itself through all of your landscaping and the grass. And then when you touch the hose, your hand's full of dirt and all kinds of debris from the lawn and stuff, which is another thing that I hated about the hose reel. And one thing that I do like about the Hoselink. So another win for the Hoselink. And thank you again to Hoselink for sending that to me. I didn't realize how badly I needed that until I actually had it. So I'm gonna keep watering things around here and kind of mess with the hose a little bit and get used to it. I'll put some links in the description on where you can get that thing. And if you're interested, you know, send me a comment. Let me know, you know, what you guys think about it, what you think of the review, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.